Your keys in a safe place out of reach.
Kids can be quite enterprising if they're really determined.
When you lock this, Carter says children of all ages are at risk. And remember, not just your own.
It's not just our kids that are over here playing. It's neighborhood kids. And so we have to make sure that they're going to be safe too.
Julie Martin, The Weather Channel, Atlanta.
Well, just a reminder, we're continuing to support this petition from kidsandcars.org asking the Department of Transportation for research and technology that might prevent hot car deaths. Go to weather.com/TV for more info. The sign up for the petition ends tonight at midnight.
And that older guy in that video was one of our producers.
He looked familiar to me.
That was Rich Hardwick, yes. Hey, time for our top 5, where we take a look at all the amazing weather videos from around the world. Number 5. Before sunset last night, a monsoon storm did a number in the desert just southwest of Phoenix. There was street flooding and power outages from the monsoon.
And number 4, Detroit and its suburbs were inundated with record-shattering rainfall yesterday, leaving many motorists stuck on the roads. Some cars nearly submerged to their roofs.
Yeah, that car is flooded.
A tornado in Frazeysburg, Ohio is our number 3 video. Damaged some cornfields and uprooted trees, and there were reports of some home damage.
Oh, it's getting bigger.
And number 2, as we mentioned, Detroit saw serious flooding yesterday. Not sure what's worse for this man caught in the flooding. The bus nearly hit him, and then he's almost tripping in the high waters from the weight of the bus. Look at that. He didn't even see it coming. Oh, boy. He had to push the car through high waters there.
You know how more people die than any other way in floods?
In their cars.
In their cars,
yeah.
right. And our number 1, a tornado. It's right on you here. Look at the trees coming down. Yeah. Debris flew as the tornado struck. This was in Bad Schwalbach in Germany yesterday. Severe weather all over the world. Well, you can send us your video. Could be compelling, could get on the air anytime. Download it at weather.com/photos. We'll be back with Local on the 8s after this.
Hey, pal. You ready? Can you pick me up at 6:30?
I'm here.
Too late.
I'll go for 5 minutes. Move it. Killing me. You know what, Dad? I'm good.
It may be quite a while before he's ready, but our Subaru Legacy will be waiting for him.
The longest-lasting midsize sedan in its class. Introducing the all-new Subaru Legacy. It's not just a sedan, it's a Subaru.
Why do you want a tablet that has free data virtually anywhere you go?
What's that?
That is poison ivy.
Because you need to know what you're getting yourself into.
I put it in my mouth.
Get the Trio tablet, powered by T-Mobile with free data for life. Only at Walmart.
I'm Creek Stewart, Weather Channel survival expert. Every Sunday night, we're taking 3 regular guys deep into the woods.
Are you serious?
Where we'll teach them not just to survive,
Show make fire.
but how to truly live.
Look at this caveman.
Show yourself what you're made of on Weather Channel Survival Sundays. At 9, it's So You Think You'd Survive. Then at 10, Fat Guys in the Woods. Every Sunday night on the Weather Channel.
Are you ready?
Off the couch, into the weather.
Currently in our area, 87 degrees under cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 78. Winds south-southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Wednesday, partly cloudy, chance of a thunderstorm. High 93, chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
When I had my first migraine, I was lucky. That sounds crazy, I know, but my mom got migraines, so she knew this would help. Excedrin Migraine starts to relieve my pain in 30 minutes, plus sensitivity to light, sound, even nausea. Excedrin Migraine works.
Plan your unique North Carolina experience today at visitnc.com.
Can this decadent fruit top pastry with indulgent streusel crumble be from Fiber One? New Fiber One Streusel.
We fight a war against every foul pest that haunts your home. Backed by 85 years of experience and the strongest guarantee in the business, it's not exactly a fair fight. Not here, not now, not in my house. Terminix.
Yeah, I'm married. Does it matter? You do that for me? Really? Yeah, I'd like that.
Who are you talking to?
It's Jake from State Farm. Sounds like a really good deal.
Jake from State Farm at 3 in the morning? Who is this?
It's Jake from State Farm.
What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?
Khakis.
She sounds hideous.
Well, she's a guy, so.
Another reason more people stay with State Farm. Get to a better state.
Yeah.
Energizer protects your devices from damaging leaks.
From restoring damage in just one room to an entire building. Turn to the cleanup team that's here in your community and here to help at 1-800-SERVE-PRO, like it never even happened.
Let's make an entrance. Let's go against the grain. This way, that way, even up that way. Let's review this, workshop that. Let's save, and then let's get down to it. Let's make your home feel like this, and make you feel like this. Let's do this.
If you sign up for DirecTV's latest deal, prepare to be blindsided, because they'll double your rate before you know it. And you'll find you're locked into a 2-year contract that could cost you over $3,000. That's why the smart choice is Xfinity. You can see all the best action in football all season long, with no surprises. Don't get blindsided by DirecTV. Upgrade to an Xfinity X1 Triple Play. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
The Indian River Lagoon is 156 miles long, representing recreation, fishing, and nearly 20,000 Florida jobs. Last summer, because of dumping in Lake Okeechobee, the lagoon turned green and murky.
I call it a disaster. So we pulled together to stop the dumping with record funding that will protect this vital resource and our jobs.
Joe Negron had it in his heart to do what's right for this lagoon.
It's our future.
Joe Negron coming through for us.
5 minutes to 1 hour and is backed by our 100% happy guarantee. Call now or order online from 1-800-PetMeds.
Sunday night, the Weather Channel asks, so you think you'd survive a volcano eruption? So you think you'd survive Sunday night at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Take a live look now at Baltimore, and you can see some traffic moving and a lot of it slowed down. That's because we've seen record-breaking rainfall today in Baltimore. The numbers are incredible, and unfortunately the threat continues. I'm Bonnie Schneider, and we are tracking extreme weather across much of that region as well as further to the north. In fact, we have severe weather popping up right now in the Buffalo area. We're going to zoom in and show you. There's a severe thunderstorm warning, and this one just came in, so it goes until 5:45. It does include the city of Amherst and Buffalo as well, so please take cover. This is a dangerous storm. Let's go down further to the south and show you where the heavy rain is. You can see there's Baltimore, still some rain, frequent lightning strikes. The flash flood warning continues until 6:45, and then you start heading to Annapolis and Chestertown. Boy, this rain is just incredible, and it's really causing some major problems with roads and, of course, rescues on the road. I want to take a look at the numbers. I mentioned that it was record-breaking. We just tallied this for you. So where does today stand? It went from number 5 to number 4. Now it's number 2. The second wettest day on record for Baltimore, with already 6.26 inches of rain. It's still not over yet. We'll see those numbers probably rise before the day is over. What's causing all of this problems? Well, we have a lot of moisture coming in from the south, our jet stream. Plus, we have, of course, low pressure coming in. This is a storm system moving to the east. It's triggering very heavy downpours. Showers and thunderstorms will continue to erupt across much of the region of the northeast going into tonight. So you'll feel that this evening in New York City, as well as Hartford, Connecticut. In terms of totals for the rainfall total, by the time we get to Thursday, we're looking at a couple of inches. I think we'll probably get more than that into parts of Pennsylvania. And then look at this, 2 to 3 inches. This could definitely cause some concerns, especially if this rain comes in pretty quickly. We haven't seen rain this heavy in a while for this region, so I think the ground is going to be very dry and will really absorb the rain not too well, unfortunately. So the storms continue for the D.C. area. We're tracking the mid-Atlantic and the Northeast with all the severe weather, but let's go to the tropics now with our hurricane specialist, Michael Lowry.
Hey, Bonnie, my goodness, those are some incredible numbers out of the D.C., Baltimore area. Those are the type of rainfall you'd expect to see in the tropics. Thankfully, though, nothing threatening today. Let's show you our map. All of the activity really in the eastern Pacific, even into the central Pacific, where we have a few disturbances that we're watching. The only named tropical system that we have right now is Tropical Storm Julio. This is well north of Hawaii. It did threaten Hawaii at one point, but now moving away and weakening. Let's start in the eastern Pacific, though, all the way close to Mexico, where we've been watching this area of low pressure that's just progressively gotten better organized over the past few days. This is one that the Hurricane Center is giving a very high chance of becoming our next tropical depression or named storm out there. The next name on the list, believe it or not, we're already up to the K storm here. It would be Karina, pulling off toward the west at about 10-15 miles per hour. That's the good news. It is moving away from land right now. When you look for thunderstorms or you look for developing systems, you look for the clustering of thunderstorms, and we're seeing that right now. The other thing that you really need to have a developed tropical system is an area of spin. One thing that the Eastern Pacific has that we really don't have across much of the Atlantic is this dashed purple line here. This is something that we call the monsoon trough, and on either side of this line you have winds that come together from different direction, and that creates a sort of pre-existing spin all along this line. So if you get an area or a blow up of thunderstorms, you almost are at a point where you can call it a depression, and that's where we are here. But as I mentioned, this one pulling away and out to sea. If you go down the ways along this line a little further, there's another area of disturbed weather right in here, an area of spin, an area of thunderstorms. This is one, if you're in Hawaii, this is one you're going to want to watch for the next few days. No immediate threat certainly with this, but some of our computer models, this is one of them, certainly not in agreement at all on this system. This is Julio right now, but some of our computer models, if you look down here, try to spin something up over the next few days. By the time we get into early next week, bringing something closer to Hawaii. But Dave and Bonnie, we have plenty of time to watch this. We'll keep you updated. Back to you.
Wow, that looks like deja vu all over again. Thanks a lot, Michael.
It sure does. Well, heavy rain quickly turned into a flooding emergency around Detroit.
And the storms that caused this nightmare in Michigan threaten more in the Northeast tomorrow. We've got that forecast coming up.
Currently in our area, 85 degrees with a thunderstorm. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 78. Winds south-southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Wednesday, partly cloudy, chance of a thunderstorm. High 93, chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
The northbound tube of the Harbor Tunnel in Baltimore had to be closed because of flooding this afternoon. This was severe weather also moving across the area. Traffic was detoured until the water receded. It has since reopened. And incredible record-breaking amounts of rainfall caused scenes like this in Detroit. Right now, a massive cleanup effort is underway in some places while some areas remain flooded. And it's all because of this, what you're seeing on the right side of your screen. Actually, on the right side of your screen, we have a severe thunderstorm watch. We'll be talking about that as well in Washington and Oregon, but certainly a flash flood emergency in effect for some parts of the Mid-Atlantic. From the Weather Channel headquarters in Atlanta, you're watching Weather Center Live. Welcome to Weather Center Live on a busy Tuesday evening. I'm Kelly Cass.
And I'm Paul Goodlow. Well, Kelly, simply amazing video of flash flooding coming out of earlier Detroit, but now we're talking about another area dealing with it for the second day in a row. Take a look at this. Some areas in and around the Washington, D.C. area, including right here in Baltimore, Maryland, and the threat for other areas in the Northeast as rain continues to move up and down the seaboard. In fact, There's a live look at New York right now. Got up to the upper 70s today, but heavy rain is moving in. And because of that, a flash flood watch goes into effect starting at midnight tonight.
Yeah, we're talking about some serious downpours that are expected here, and we already have some severe weather going on in other parts of the country. In fact, this just in, a new severe thunderstorm watch in effect for portions of Washington and Oregon. That goes until 8 o'clock local time, meaning Pacific time. But you can also see the nasty weather that we are currently tracking across New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, and even severe weather going on right now in the western parts of Pennsylvania. Paul, you've got more.
Yeah, exactly, Kelly. The same scenes we saw last night in Detroit, the same setup, that same scenario is also pushing onto the Mid-Atlantic and pushing into the Northeast. Again, you've been dealing with this all day long here in Baltimore. Heavy rain, also a widespread 2 to 4 inches region-wide from D.C. on through Baltimore. Right now, Anne Arundel County under a flash flood warning, meaning flooding is ongoing. For a while this afternoon, just over an hour, almost an hour and 15 minutes, we picked up close to 4 inches of rain in Baltimore. And again, that's just in 1 hour. It's been raining for much of the day so far. As of 4:20 this afternoon, so about 40 minutes ago, 6.26 inches of rain. That puts us to the second all-time rainiest day ever, not just in the month of August, ever. You know, we go through every single month of the year, and again, second rainiest day ever. It happens to be the second rainiest month. This is a tropical system that brought to over 7.5 inches of rain back in 1933. And because of that, we have flash flood watches going on again, especially as you head towards Baltimore. Flash flood warning, meaning ongoing flooding continues to be a huge concern there. And this rain is on the move. Looking at the rain through Philadelphia, moving into New York. And unfortunately, we could see more flood concerns as we head even during the overnight hours. We're also watching the threat for severe weather. With more on that, let's bring in our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes.
And Paul, the severe threat today is a little bit on the spotty side. We have seen trees and power lines down. Life-threatening, though, some of these flash flooding. It's lightening up a little bit near Baltimore, increasing a little bit south of Annapolis, Maryland. Take a look here. This is where the worst of it was, with Paul showing 6.25 or 6.26 at the Baltimore-Washington Airport. That amount is lessening now, but east of the Annapolis area and a little training that's coming into there is the place that could get worse. And, of course, where we've had just to east of Baltimore-Washington Airport, there may have been 10 inches of rain, and so it's going to take quite a while for that flooded roadways and flooded areas to calm down. So turn around, don't drown if you're coming across any of those flooded roadways. 3 to 4 inches in that second area that I was talking about, and still could be a couple more inches fall in there. So flooding, a big concern. That flooding is due to warm, moist air from the southwest being lifted up over this warm front. It's almost stationary over some cooler south and east flow coming in off the Atlantic. So that's given these bands of rain over the Baltimore and Washington area. The cold front, as it moves east, is triggering severe thunderstorms with damaging winds all the way from near Buffalo down to the Pittsburgh area. And it has been reinforced by a cold pocket aloft. The leading edge of that last night gave the flooding in Detroit. Another round coming under the cold pocket aloft today is giving hail and again some heavy rain in the Detroit area, and the east side of that is giving severe weather anywhere from Pittsburgh and western parts of New York down into West Virginia, Maryland, with the spotty damaging winds. A relatively low chance of a tornado, but not totally zero. A little mini bow coming across Buffalo, coming up into Erie, Niagara counties in New York State, and then severe thunderstorm warnings coming across just to the east of Pittsburgh now, Armstrong, Indiana, Westmoreland counties. Taking a look then, tomorrow we'll have a surface low. All of this will have cleared Baltimore and Washington by tomorrow morning, with the moisture coming into southern New England, that cold pocket aloft coming together there. So combination of a chance of a damaging wind gust, but especially flooding rain, southern New England, these red shaded areas down into southeast New York, and then a few severe thunderstorms down into North Carolina, Caswell County, but mainly where that severe thunderstorm watch has been indicated, it's another upper low that is pushing into Oregon, Washington, and Idaho. And today, spots of severe thunderstorms. Mostly it's a damaging wind threat in these red shaded areas, including northeast Nevada, but the same areas, or many of the same areas tomorrow, again, have this spotty damaging wind threat. So, Kelly, a couple strong upper lows means a couple of inclement weather areas. Kelly?
That's for sure, Greg. Thank you so much. We want to get you caught up on some weather-making headlines this evening. A sad update regarding that tornado that tore through a Virginia campground last month. The 13-year-old boy who was seriously injured in the storm has now died. He had been in a coma since the tornado on July 23rd. Both his parents were killed when a tree fell on their tent during the storm. Stormy winds are challenging firefighters trying to put out 2 wildfires in Northern California. They're hoping to keep the latest blaze from getting to 750 homes in the Klamath National Forest. The flames have already burned through 25 square miles of forest. And take a look at this tornado touching down in Ohio yesterday. Certainly a scary sight. Luckily, there were only cornfields in its path. It did bring down trees onto one house. No injuries, though, were reported. Well, the body of a second victim swept away in a South Carolina flood over the weekend has been found. It happened in Greenville County. The couple's car stalled in floodwaters, and when they got out of the vehicle, they were carried away. And a brush fire in New Jersey caused delays for transit trains in and out of New York City yesterday evening. The fire broke out in Secaucus near the train tracks. Luckily, service later resumed after some minor delays. And in Idaho, strong winds and triple-digit temperatures made it really hard for the firefighters battling these flames. Lightning started one of the largest fires near the Oregon border 10 days ago. It's already torched 100 square miles, nearly 500 firefighters on the scene. And Paul, that's a look at your weather making headlines.
Thanks, Kelly. Well, historic flooding in Detroit. Thousands of people were caught off guard after record-shattering rainfall. Tonight, the cleanup has begun, but some roads are still closed. When will they open back up? Stick around.
This storm was like no storm in 50 years. Joey's Pizza and Pasta was all down the drain. There wasn't a spoon left. Everything was gone. My Trusted Choice insurance agent called to say, "Hey, Joe, we're going to get you your money, you're going to rebuild your restaurants, and everything's going to be fine." Within 3 weeks, we had some money in our hands to get the ball rolling. Joey's is back, better than ever.
For a Trusted Choice independent insurance agent near you, visit trustedchoice.com.
What if there was a credit card where the reward was that new car smell and the freedom of the open road? A card that gave you that "I'm 16 and just got my first car" feeling. Presenting the Buy Power card from Capital One. Redeem earnings toward part or even all of a new Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, or Cadillac with no limits. So every time you use it, you're not just shopping for goods. You're shopping for something great. Learn more at buypowercard.com.
I'm Creek Stewart, Weather Channel survival expert. Sunday night at 10, we're taking 3 new fat guys off the couch into the weather.
We're cold, we're tired, we're hungry.
Moss, this is like a buffet right here.
Please don't tell me that's what we're supposed to eat.
Fat Guys in the Woods. Catch an all-new episode Sunday at 10 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 85 degrees with a thunderstorm. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 78. Winds south-southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Wednesday, partly cloudy, chance of a thunderstorm. High 93, chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
America's Morning Headquarters with Sam Champion.
Not just a morning forecast, a morning show.
AMHQ with Sam Champion, the Weather Channel's brand new morning show.
Behind this door, there's a scientific genius at work. My daughter. It all started when she got the Dell Inspiron 11 3000 series 2-in-1. With the performance of a laptop with Intel inside and the versatility of a tablet, the Inspiron 11 has everything a kid needs to learn and do just about anything. Whoa! Genius. Like father, like daughter.
The new Dell Inspiron 11 2-in-1 starting at $399.99. Buy a PC for $699.99 or more and get a free Dell tablet.
Zantac heartburn alert! Stop! Nexium can take 24 hours to work. Zantac's different. Zantac rushes relief in as little as 30 minutes. For relief without the wait. Try Zantac. No pill relieves heartburn faster.
Today we're getting record snowfall.
Radars indicate there's been flooding throughout the area.
We're getting hail the size of golf balls.
Maglite. Turn your light on, America.
When the power goes out, be weather ready. Unplug appliances and electrical equipment before a thunderstorm. Electrical spikes and surges can cause major damage when the power returns. Get more tips like this at weather.com/ready. Brought to you by Nationwide Insurance.
Nationwide is on your side.
Yeah, it's crazy. That car is flooded.
It was just mass pandemonium and the rain was still falling.
This is Interstate 75 and take a look at it right now. It looks like a river.
Then people were starting to back up and turn around to get off of the freeway.
I'm going to be here a while. Several cars surrounded by water. Those drivers in those cars had to abandon their vehicles. Firefighters had to rescue them.
Never in my life have I seen anything like this.
Wow. Historic flooding in Detroit. More than 4.5 inches of rain fell yesterday, the wettest day on record for August, leaving some streets buried under feet of water, as you just saw there, and one death is being reported in the Warren area.
Yeah, a woman was found trapped in her car, nearly 3 feet of water. She suffered cardiac arrest. Meanwhile, the flooding impacts are spread all across southeastern Michigan. And joining us now is Mayor James Fouts of Warren, Michigan. First of all, Mayor, thanks for taking time to talk with us tonight. And your city has been under a state of emergency, as well as you call the National Guard for help. Kind of tell us, what's the situation in Warren right now?
I consider the National Guard, they no longer are needed. We've been able to get things under control. But last night, we really needed a tremendous amount of help. We had 1,000 vehicles were abandoned in the city. We had to rescue 500 people from a Lowe's parking lot that were surrounded by water as deep as almost 5 feet. We had to rescue 90 people from a Buddy's Pizzeria, and we had to ship all those people to our community center. In addition, we had 2 fatalities, not one. We had a young 31-year-old woman who suffered cardiac arrest. They think due to stress, she drove into about 5 feet of water. And we had a 100-year-old woman who was found, by her daughter, she had drowned in her basement last night. So that's 2 fatalities. And we've just have thousands of people that have flooded basements. They cannot afford to pay for their basement repair. We have people with basements that have raw sewage and have water. And I just talked to one woman who has $15,000 worth of damage. So the state of emergency not only will help us clear and get the city somewhat back to normal, but it also will qualify us for FEMA. I have contacted Governor Snyder, who I spoke to earlier today, and I indicated that we need a tremendous amount of help to help out thousands of people who have basements and they can't afford to get them pumped out or cleaned out, and that's a health hazard. As well as I talked with Congressman Sander Levin, and I requested that he contact FEMA, and he said FEMA has been contacted. It will now be up to the governor, I believe, to declare a state of an emergency for the state, and then that will allow us to qualify for federal emergency relief. And I dare say that Warren is the epicenter of the storm. We received 5.5 inches of rain in a half hour. We had, at one time, we had nearly 5 feet of water on a major 6-7 lane highway. So we suffered a great deal, and we need help from the federal government and the state government. And again, we have people that are almost prisoners in their own home. We have hundreds of people that were, in effect, refugees last night because all of our main thoroughfares were shut down because of the flooding, and people couldn't get home, so they had to stay in our community center last night.
Mayor James Fouts, that's quite a terrible situation going on right now in Detroit. Even though the heaviest rain has passed on by, we do wish you well, and we thank you so much for your time. And of course, we'll continue to have updates right here on the Weather Channel. Paul?
We got good and bad news when it comes to Detroit. The good news is there's drier weather in the forecast. The bad news is we even had more rain this afternoon. I'll show you the radar coming up. And this is historic. At Southfield, which is just to the west of Warren, Michigan, over 6.25 inches of rain at the airport here in Detroit, over 4.5 inches. All major freeways and roads flooded because a lot of them are below grade. They have drains, but you have 4, 5, 6 inches of rain in a short amount of time. Yeah, it doesn't really drain that well. Some scattered showers still around here, but yeah, once you have the final cold front push on through, things will really clear out. So we still have a chance of thunderstorms tonight, and then drier as we head through the rest of this week.
The wonder of summer is that I never know what kind of adventure awaits. The days are longer and the breeze feels a little sweeter. And thanks to Volvo, I'll pay nothing for repairs or maintenance for 5 years. Nothing. They even cover my first month's payment. So I'll be happy wherever the summer takes me. The Wonder of Summer event. The 2015 Volvo S60 sedan with complimentary first month's payment, starting at $319 a month.
Yeah, I'm married. Does it matter? You do that for me? Really? Yeah, I'd like that.
Who are you talking to?
It's Jake from State Farm. Sounds like a really good deal.
Jake from State Farm at 3 in the morning? Who is this?
It's Jake from State Farm.
What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?
Khakis.
She sounds hideous.
Well, she's a guy, so...
Another reason more people stay with State Farm. Get to a better state.
Why do you want the Samsung Galaxy S5 on Verizon's 4G LTE network?
Go, take the outside. Oh, man. Not again.
Oh, yes, again. For the win.
Because you need performance that matters.
Wow.
When it really matters.
Please stop.
Get the best devices on Verizon, America's largest and most reliable network, like the Samsung Galaxy S5, now on rollback. The tech you want, online and in-store. Save money, live better, Walmart.
It's Monday, a brand new start with CenturyLink's visionary cloud infrastructure and custom communication solutions. Your business is more reliable, secure, and agile. CenturyLink, your link to what's next.
Defiance is in our bones. Defiance never grows old. Citracal Maximum, easily absorbed calcium plus D. Beauty is bone deep.
I'm Creek Stewart, Weather Channel survival expert. Sunday night at 10, we're taking 3 new fat guys off the couch into the weather.
We're cold, we're tired, we're hungry. Moss.
I'm Patrick Murphy. 2 years ago, I promised to be an independent fighter for you. Remember?
In Congress, I'll work across party lines to make it happen.
And you voted to send me to Congress. Since then, I've worked with Democrats and Republicans to author bills cutting $330 billion in wasteful spending. And I'm ranked as one of the most independent members of Congress. I'm Patrick Murphy, and I approve this message. I believe solutions matter, not party politics.
What's your vet IQ? Do you know why vets recommend Minties? Because Minties helps clean teeth, freshen breath, and control plaque and tartar for a fraction of the cost of Greenies. Now that's a good trick. High quality without the high cost. That's Vet IQ Smart.
In the grip of muscle aches or arthritis pain? Break the grip with odor-free Aspercreme. Maximum strength medicine clinically proven to relieve muscle and joint pain fast. With no odor, so all you notice is relief. Aspercreme. Break the grip of pain.
Call the number on your screen right now to immediately receive a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost.
Weather Geeks, Sundays at noon on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees with a thunderstorm. Tonight. Wednesday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 91, chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Okay, 20 after, Hurricane Specialist Michael Lowry here with the latest on the tropics. Keep an eye on a few disturbances that are pushing their way across the Atlantic right now. But really, if you look at our map today, most of the activity is over here in the Pacific Ocean. Still watching Tropical Storm Julio. That was once a hurricane threatening the Hawaiian Islands. We're watching another area of disturbed weather down here, about 1,500 miles to the southeast of the Big Island. We're going to get to that in a minute. If you're in Hawaii, you want to keep an eye to this over the next few days. No immediate threats, but we'll talk about some of the longer range prospects for that one. And then Invest 99E, an area of low pressure that continues to become much better organized just to the southwest of Acapulco, Mexico. Here's the latest information from the Hurricane Center. They're thinking a very high chance of this becoming our next tropical depression or storm as it moves off toward the west over the next 5 days. If it did become a tropical storm, the next name on the list, Karina. We're already up to the K-storm over here in the Pacific. A few things that we look for with developing systems, and if you tune in often, you hear us talk about this, is not just those areas of thunderstorms that we're seeing right now, but a spin behind those thunderstorms. And what they have in the Eastern Pacific that we really don't have across much of the Atlantic is this dashed purple line right here. This is something that we call the monsoon trough, and on either side of that, winds come together from different directions, create a pre-existing area of spin. So once you get a clustering of storms, it's very easy, or much easier, to get a developing system. But like I said, all of this moving off toward the west and away from Mexico. Going down that dashed purple line over here is that other area that we're watching. Right in here, not a whole lot right now, just a disorganized area of storminess. One of our computer models, though, this is the GFS model. Take it with a grain of salt because we're still far out from anything happening. This is Julio right now, but into this weekend, showing some sort of development with this system as it pulls up to the west or west-northwest, nearing Hawaii by early next week. But Paul and Kelly, plenty of time to watch this, still disorganized for the time being. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Michael. Well, as the Weather Channel, we are partnered with the organization kidsandcars.org. We're supporting their petition to the White House to fund research into preventing tragic deaths of children left in hot vehicles.
But did you know that an alarming number of children are not left behind? They actually climb into the cars themselves without realizing the danger. Julie Martin shows us just how easily a tragedy can happen.
Another tragedy, another wake-up call. This time in California, where the 3-year-old boy died after climbing into an unlocked hot car. Nationally, about 30% of children who die inside hot cars get inside on their own. This year, according to the safety group kidsandcars.org, 7 of the 20 have died under these circumstances. To show how easy it is, we put producer Patrick McConnell's 2.5-year-old daughter Ryan to the test. Her stuffed animal is left behind. Notice how she's able to open the front door to the home, runs to the van, eventually opens the van door and gets in. And then she closes the door. We immediately get her out.
What did Mommy and Daddy tell you about the car? Are you supposed to get in the car? You're not supposed to get in the car?
In this case, Ryan knows she has permission. The point is, she's only 2 and can easily do it.
We told them that that's not a place to play. It is not a play area.
It goes to show the key to preventing these tragedies is just like you childproof your home, you have to childproof your car.
And that's really something to think about from the day that you bring a newborn home from the hospital.
Child safety expert Robert Carter says locking your car at all times is the first line of prevention, even if it's in the garage. You should also lock your house and keep your keys in a safe place out of reach.
Kids can be quite enterprising if they're really determined.
Carter says children of all ages are at risk. And remember, not just your own.
It's not just our kids that are over here playing. It's neighborhood kids. And so we have to make sure that they're going to be safe too.
Julie Martin, The Weather Channel, Atlanta.
Well, you have just a few more hours to add your name to the online petition. It supports funding for research and technology in the hopes of preventing more deaths inside hot cars. And coming up in less than 30 minutes, we're going to speak to a mother who accidentally left her young son in her car. Fortunately, he survived. We'll bring you the message she wants every parent to hear. That's coming up. Well, more rain to talk about tonight from the Midwest to the Southeast, up to the Northeast as well. We're making sure you stay ahead of what's headed your way.
And then there's this. Can you tell what's actually happening here? We're going to break down this up close and personal view. It's all coming up on Weather Center Live.
In the fraction of time we spend driving in reverse, about 500,000 accidents occur each year, which is why the Infiniti QX60 has world's first safety technology available, like backup collision intervention, which can brake even before you do, to help keep everyone safe. Lease the Infiniti QX60 for $459 a month. Visit your local Infiniti retailer.
She's still the one for you, and Cialis for daily use helps you be ready anytime the moment is right. Cialis is also the only daily ED tablet approved to treat symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medicines, and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, get medical help right away for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or any allergic reactions like rash, hives, swelling of the lips, tongue, or throat, or difficulty breathing or swallowing, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Ask your doctor about Cialis for daily use and a free 30-tablet trial.
Welcome to the corner of making healthy choices and getting major kudos. Just look at you. You're being healthy, even in little ways. That's worth celebrating. That's why Walgreens created the first program that gives you rewards points just for healthy behavior. So stick with it. You've got a lot of people cheering you on. Download the app and start getting rewarded today at the corner of happy and healthy.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Everybody knows that.
Well, did you know that words really can hurt you?
What?
Jesse, don't go! Jesse, no!
I'm sorry, Daisy, but I'm a loner, and a loner's gotta be alone.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
So while the Qin dynasty united China, the Han...
Dr. Caro, what are you doing?
Trying to find the best hotel price for an upcoming conference. I have 3 lectures today, and this takes a while.
Well, why don't you use Kayak? It compares hundreds of hotel sites in seconds to find you the best deal.
Because although I'm an adjunct professor, it is not my job to know everything. The Golden Age!
Compare hundreds of travel sites at once. Kayak. Search one and done.
I'm Creek Stewart, Weather Channel survival expert. Sunday night at 10, we're taking 3 new fat guys off the couch into the weather.
We're cold, we're tired, we're hungry.
Moss, this is like a buffet right here. Please don't tell me that's what we're supposed to eat.
Fat Guys in the Woods. Catch an all-new episode Sunday at 10 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees with a thunderstorm. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 78. Winds south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Wednesday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 91. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Weather Geeks, Sundays at noon on the Weather Channel.
Kind of a soggy, dreary, foggy day in and around Washington, D.C. Certainly a very moist atmosphere leading to dangerous flash flooding for areas like Baltimore. Right now, the second wettest calendar day on record for them. As we continue to track the rising water in the Northeast, we're also tracking storms in the Southeast, Midwest, and even in the Southwest. Lots going on, that's for sure. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kelly Cass.
And I'm Paul Goodlow. Flash flooding is a big issue for many cities right now, including all around our nation's capital, up towards Baltimore, and eventually perhaps Philadelphia as well. Heavy rains flooded highways just outside of Baltimore. Look at this video here. You can see cars are still driving, and some actually moved all the way over to the right shoulder. just to try to stay out of some of the deeper water on that roadway there. It is just scary out there.
Yeah, what do? You know, you can only pull over so much off that particular roadway, and the water's been rising on streets in both Washington, D.C. and the Baltimore metro areas. Tonight's commute, just a mess because of all that.
And WRC reporter Adam Tuss joins us now live from Kensington, Maryland. And Adam, what's the latest there?
Well, as you guys mentioned, it is just about rush hour now. This is when things would be ramping up, and take a look at all the water that we have on one of the major roads here in the Kensington section of Montgomery County, just outside of Washington, D.C. This is Beach Drive, maybe appropriately named for this. The rain's been falling all day. Right now, catching a bit of a break from that, but it came down fast, heavy, and hard. And what was happening is Rock Creek Park, right over here, and the creek rose up. The water came right across the road here, gushing across Beach Drive. Earlier today, we watched as a woman tried to make her way through here. Her car actually got stuck around the turn down there. The rescue teams had to come out with their rafts. They had to get her. The water was about up to the flashing lights on her car, put her on that raft, and slowly and carefully walk her back here to some higher ground. And by the way, her car that was stuck there earlier, she didn't come to get it today, but it's not there anymore. It tells you about the power of water, because the fire crews here, they think that car ended up in the main channel of Rock Creek right now. And so they're going to go and try and have to find that right now. So it's been a crazy weather day here in D.C. Oh, and by the way, we're going to have to watch this because we're expecting more rain later tonight. Send it back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Adam. Also, by the way, advice, don't go any deeper than what you're doing right now. About, say, mid-foot, almost not quite ankle deep. That's the safest you can be. Anything deeper than that, you're asking for trouble. Good thing he's not going any deeper than that. Let's talk about the rain here across the Mid-Atlantic, because it is still coming down here. Right now, D.C., the entire Beltway seeing a few sprinkles. The heaviest rain, though, pushing on towards parts of the upper Chesapeake Bay area. Baltimore still seeing some scattered showers, but flash flooding is still ongoing. We're talking about an all-time record for the dates and the second wettest day on any calendar day, and even in the month of August as well here going on in Baltimore, over 6¼ inches. Now the radar can estimate how much rain has fallen. Typically it overestimates a little bit, but some areas we're talking estimating over 8¼ inches of rain, so ground truth might be closer to 8 inches here in terms of what actually fell on the ground. So again, we only have certain recording stations around the metro area, not everywhere. This is what the radar has estimated probably has fallen, so we could even see more than we're already reporting in terms of that over 6¼ inches. The forecast, though, scattered showers continue. Baltimore and D.C. throughout the afternoon and the evening hours and the overnight as well before we start to slowly dry out. But we do have some drier weather in the forecast. But unfortunately, your forecast across much of New Jersey, Philadelphia, up towards New York City, Long Island is for more rain headed your way as we head overnight, eventually pushing on into cities like Boston as well. Here's the setup. Plenty of moisture being pulled into the system. The jet stream, though, will push in some drier air. And again, the relief comes behind this front, so we'll continue to push it on eastward. We can still see heavy rain pushing on to the northeast and New England as we head throughout the day on Wednesday, and that flood threat will go sky high and eventually start to dry out, though, as we head on towards Thursday. Now, we're also tracking the risk of severe weather. With more on that, let's head to our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes.
Thanks, Paul. And we have seen some trees and power lines down in western parts of Pennsylvania. Also some other spots, including the Raleigh-Durham area, with a severe thunderstorm warning coming in at this time. I wanted to take one more quick look, though, at the flooding in the Baltimore-Washington area. It's out of the heavy rain is out of Washington. It's mostly now out of the Baltimore area. And in this band, it's down south of Annapolis. Looks like the last of the storms in that train track, if you will, is going to go out of the Anne Arundel, Calvert, Prince George's County over the course of the next hour. But then it spreads to the eastern shores of Maryland, northern parts of Delaware. Things might get worse there. And, of course, as much rain as has fallen, it's going to take some time before the flooding goes down there in the Baltimore and Washington areas east of Baltimore and Washington. Warm front moving very slowly with cooler air to the east of that. And it's been this Gulf of Mexico moisture running up over top of that has given these almost stalled out bands of rain. The hero will be that this cold front by tomorrow morning will come in and sweep that warm front out of the area. But in the meantime, that cold front is giving some severe thunderstorms with damaging wind gusts. And it's being aided by a pretty strong, for this time of year, cold pocket aloft right over Michigan. You can see the counterclockwise spin here in the water vapor imagery. That gave another round of showers and even some hail in the Detroit area this afternoon. But that seems to be letting up right now. But anywhere from Buffalo over to Syracuse and then down into central Pennsylvania, parts of West Virginia, Maryland, Island and Virginia, we do have maybe even southern New Jersey tonight. We do have a chance of damaging wind gusts. Buffalo at the Coast Guard's, there was a 52-mile-per-hour gust there. The warning's expired. A little bit bigger cluster of storms east of Pittsburgh coming into Indiana, Pennsylvania, Armstrong, and Indiana counties. Damaging wind gusts, the possibility there. Tomorrow, surface low, the cold front comes through, clears Baltimore and Washington by tomorrow morning of the heavy rain threats, but pulls that heavy rain threat into southern New England. And with the cold pocket aloft that today is over Michigan coming east and joining with this, we'll even have a chance of damaging wind gusts, maybe a Torcon of 2 type tornado threat, considering a surface low there. But a lot of heavy rain, maybe damaging wind gusts in these red shaded areas. Now down into the Durham area, Durham, Orange, Person counties, a line of thunderstorms could be damaging winds coming in there in North Carolina, and into Columbia, South Carolina, Lexington, Richland counties, severe warning. And it's August. We often get these slow-moving thunderstorms. El Paso City and county in Texas. You could get some localized flash flooding. Those dry arroyos can very quickly become gully washers. Big upper low spinning its way slowly off to the north and east for the next couple of days, giving severe thunderstorms all these areas in yellow, including one that is right up in the Pendleton, Oregon area. Severe thunderstorm warning. Morrow and Umatilla counties. And so in the red, parts of Nevada, Utah, Idaho, Oregon, Washington today. And then once again tomorrow, some of these same areas, the main threat's going to be damaging wind gusts, maybe some small hail as this upper air system, pretty strong for this time of year, pushes east. Paul?
All right, thanks, Dr. Forbes. So flooding is the greatest threat to life and property along the coast. As we head into the peak of hurricane season, the National Hurricane Center and the Federal Alliance for Safe Homes, or FLASH, are teaming up to remind people about the dangers of flooding and how to prepare for it. Now, it's been 10 years since 4 hurricanes hit the state of Florida, so a lot of people there may not remember exactly how bad it was back in 2004. Now, altogether, Hurricanes Charlie, Francis, Ivan, and Jean caused an estimated $45 billion in damages. Now, despite the risks, many people are not taking adequate steps to protect their lives or their property.
Now is the time to prepare for the intense hurricane season and know that flood insurance is not included in your ordinary homeowner's policy. The flood insurance is a separate policy that you can get by going to floodsmart.gov or by calling your company or your agent, but you need to do it now while the weather is good because there is a 30-day waiting period.
And for more information on how to safeguard your home against all kinds of natural disasters, go to flash.org and also floodsmart.gov. Kelly?
All right, Paul, of course, it's all about the heat during the summertime as well. We're up next. We're talking to a mother who is raising awareness for parents everywhere, what she's doing now to make sure what almost happened to her child never happens to yours.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 78. Winds south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Wednesday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 91. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Behind this door, there's a scientific genius at work. My daughter. It all started when she got the Dell Inspiron 11 3000 series 2-in-1. With the performance of a laptop with Intel inside and the versatility of a tablet, the Inspiron 11 has everything a kid needs to learn and do just about anything. Whoa! Genius. Like father, like daughter.
The new Dell Inspiron 11 2-in-1 starting at $399.99. Buy a PC for $699.99 or more and get a free Dell tablet.
What makes Florida's natural orange juice taste so uniquely fresh and delicious? Is it the rich Florida soil or the perfect blend of sunshine, rain, and temperature? Maybe it's the fact that Florida's natural oranges are never imported. They're raised right here in Florida and passed with care from our hands to yours. 100% pure, 100% Florida. Florida's natural. Try our new citrus smoothies in the chilled juice section next to our orange juice.
Looks like the Garcias got a new car.
What'd they get?
I don't know.
Sure doesn't look like a Buick.
Buick. I'm outside. Where are you?
I'm right here. I'm in the Buick.
I don't see a Buick.
Take a fresh look at Buick. It just might surprise you.
Oh, that's not a Buick. That's what I told him. Wow. This is nice. Oh, my.
Now get 0% financing for 60 months on any 2014 Buick model during the Buick Summer Sell Down. Hurry, get the best of remaining 2014s before they're gone.
Hands were made for talking. Feet, tiptoeing. Better things than the pain, stiffness, and joint damage of moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis. Before you and your rheumatologist decide on a biologic, ask if Xeljanz is right for you. Xeljanz tofacitinib is a small pill, not an injection or infusion, for adults with moderate to severe RA for whom methotrexate did not work well. Xeljanz can relieve RA symptoms and help stop further joint damage. Xeljanz can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers have happened in patients taking Xeljanz. Don't start Xeljanz if you have any infection, unless okay with your doctor. Tears in the stomach or intestines, low blood cell counts, and higher liver tests and cholesterol levels have happened. Your doctor should perform blood tests before you start and while taking Xeljanz, and routinely check certain liver tests. Tell your doctor if you have been to a region where fungal infections are common, and if you have had TB, hepatitis B or C, or are prone to infections. Tell your doctor about all the medicines you take. One pill, twice daily. Xeljanz can reduce RA pain and help stop further joint damage, even without methotrexate. Ask about Xeljanz.
At Farmers, we make you smarter about your insurance because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know that taking pictures of your belongings helps when you have a claim? Or that Farmers offers a policy that'll replace your car with a new one if it's totaled within the first 2 model years? And that parking near a street lamp deters thieves. The more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are Farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Call 1-800-FARMERS and see how much you could save.
Need new tires? At Pep Boys, our Tires Made Easy process matches your vehicle with the tire that's just right for you. And right now at Pep Boys, when you buy 3 select tires, you'll get the 4th tire free. Trust the boys to get you there.
Americans drink 48 billion bottles of water every year. That's enough plastic bottles to stretch around the Earth 230 times. Each Brita filter can replace 300 of those. Clean, clear Brita water. Nothing is better.
Listen up, Thunder Dragons. It's time to get a hotel.
Hey, Razor, check this out. We can save big with Priceline Express deals.
You know what, man? These guys ain't no dragons.
They're cool. These deals are legit.
Yeah, we're cool.
She's cool. We're cool.
Today we're getting record snowfall.
Radars indicate there's been flooding throughout the area.
We're getting hail the size of golf balls.
Maglite. Turn your light on, America.
Welcome back, everyone. Earlier, we told you about the petition from KidsInCars.org aimed at funding research to prevent hot car tragedies.
Now, so far this year, 21 children have died in heat-related accidents in vehicles. Sometimes these tragedies can be and are prevented.
And joining us now via Skype is Jennifer Hilton, whose son survived after he was accidentally left in her car. Jennifer, thank you so much for sharing your story. First of all, walk us through what happened.
I was totally exhausted. I was staying up late and getting up early. So sleep deprivation, and my son was in a rear-facing seat. I could not see or hear him, and there was a change of my routine. So I thought I had dropped him off at daycare when in fact he was in my car. Thankfully he's fine.
It's glad to hear that he was okay, not a tragic situation. But what kind of advice can you give people if they happen to see a child left in a car?
As a volunteer at Kids in Cars, I always suggest to call 911 immediately. You do not know how long the child was in the vehicle. Also to open any doors and windows and get the child out of the vehicle, and if they need to, cool them down.
And prevention really is key. We don't want anybody being stuck in a car for too long. What can parents, even people without children, do to prevent this from happening in the first place?
We really suggest putting everything you need for the day in the back seat of the car. If you don't really have anything, just take your left shoe and stick it back there with the child. Get in the routine of opening that back door each and every time you leave the vehicle. Have your daycare provider call you, or whoever takes care of your children call you. And if you're running late or haven't dropped off the child, have them call you and say, where's little Joey or whatever.
Right, great information. Thank you very much. That is Jennifer Hilton with kidsandcars.org.
And again, you still have time to sign that online petition. Time now for our top 5 videos of the day. We're going to take a look at some pretty amazing weather videos, and there's probably enough to make a top 10 today, actually.
Yeah, especially with what happened today in Baltimore and also yesterday in Detroit. But this happened in Arizona last night in Phoenix just before sunset. A thunderstorm did a number out here in the desert. They suggest actually southwest of Phoenix. There was street flooding and power outages courtesy of this thunderstorm.
Number 4, Detroit and its suburbs just inundated with record-shattering rainfall yesterday, leaving a lot of folks, how about more than 1,000 cars stuck on the roadways. Some cars nearly submerged to their roofs, and we're just talking to the mayor of Warren, Michigan, saying that a lot of homes were damaged as well.
Yeah, 2 people lost their lives in the area as well. All right, number 3 video, a tornado in Frazeysburg, Ohio. This happened yesterday. Did do some damage to some cornfields, also uprooted some trees, and some homes were damaged as well from that tornado.
All right, back to Detroit for this number 2 video. Again, serious flooding yesterday. Not sure what's worse for this guy who was caught in the flooding, but also a bus nearly hits him. And, he's tripping in those high waters as it is, or maybe the wake from the bus, but it sure looks like it didn't stop him as he took the time to help out this woman push a car through those high waters.
Yeah, all dangerous things to do. Turn around, don't drown. But unfortunately, people are also losing their vehicles, losing a lot of money because of this. And our number 1 video, we're going to head overseas now. This is in Bad Schwalbach, Germany yesterday. Yeah. Trees were snapped, debris flew everywhere as a tornado hit the area. And you can see a lot of damage in that yard. Wow. But if you look at the grill.
Hey, the grill's still standing.
The grill. Dinner's
still there, too.
Served.
Wow.
Along with some warm beer.
Tornadoes are crazy, aren't they? They can really do a lot of destruction. And
we got a tornado from Western Europe. Now we have Eastern Europe getting tornadoes.
There you go. We're not the only ones. You can upload your video anytime at weather.com/photos. Well, things are starting to get busy once again in the tropics. It typically does this time of year.
We're watching an area of low pressure in the Pacific as well. Hurricane Specialist Michael Lowry is timing it all out and breaking down the chances of how soon we could see another named storm.
Are you sure we should take this billboard down?
People find out State Farm does car loans as well as they do insurance. Our bank is through.
Good point. Grab an edge.
Look, there's 2 guys on the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign.
No, for real, there's 2 dudes on the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign.
Breaking news from the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign.
Seeing 2 men that have climbed the Borrow Better banking sign.
Gentlemen, please get down from the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign. Bill, get the hose.
Okay, he's getting the hose.
All right, let's go.
Talk to a State Farm agent about car loans that can save you hundreds. That's borrowing better.
Need brakes? Pep Boys has the best brake service at the best price. Right now, get $50 off instantly on Precision Match brake service exclusively at Pep Boys. That's $50 off instantly. Trust the boys to get you there.
I'm Creek Stewart, Weather Channel survival expert. Every Sunday night, we're taking 3 regular guys deep into the woods.
Are you serious?
Where we'll teach them not just to survive,
Joe makes fire,
but how to truly live.
Look at this caveman.
Show yourself what you're made of on Weather Channel Survival Sundays. At 9, it's So You Think You'd Survive. Then at 10, Fat Guys in the Woods. Every Sunday night on the Weather Channel.
Are you ready?
Off the couch, into the weather.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 78. Winds south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Wednesday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 91. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Defiance is in our bones. Defiance never grows old. Citracal Maximum, easily absorbed calcium plus D. Beauty is bone deep.
Ours is a world of passengers. The red eyes.
I'm really tired.
The transfers.
Well, that's kid number 3.
The co-pilots. All sitting, trusting, waiting for a safe arrival. Introducing the all-new Subaru Legacy, designed to help the driver and you care for the passenger in them. The Subaru Legacy. It's not just a sedan, it's a Subaru.
I grew up with 3 brothers, so I figured, hey, I get it. Kids get stains, but we have these 3 beautiful little girls, and they make us look like amateurs. So I'm living in a world of tiny sweaters and dolphins and weird, greasy mystery stains.
I'm gonna get you!
But this new Tide Ultra Stain Release has a crazy amount of cleaning power and a pre-treat zap cap that helps me get out pretty much any stain.
Can I help?
Aw.
Just kidding.
She got me.
Now with new Tide Ultra Stain Release, you can help remove 99% of everyday stains.
Exposed, vulnerable, unprotected. It's your garage floor, but it has hope. The beautiful protection of Rust-Oleum Epoxy Shield, a showroom quality coating you can roll on yourself, providing the legendary strength of our cross-linking technology, backed by a no-peel promise, so you get a gorgeous finish with incredible durability. Performance has never looked so amazing. Find out more at Rust-Oleum.com/Epoxy Shield.
It's Monday, a brand new start. Your chance to rise and shine. With CenturyLink as your trusted technology partner, you can do just that. With our visionary cloud infrastructure, global broadband network, and custom communication solutions, your business is more reliable, secure, agile, and with...
You used to sleep like a champ. Then boom, what happened? Life happened. Stress, fun, bad habits, kids. Now what? Not milk, not sheep, not that. Let's think smarter. Let's get some science in here. Let's build a bed.
Another bed?
No, a smarter bed. An entirely new Sleep Number bed that tracks your movement, your heartbeat, your breathing. Sensors working directly with the dual air chambers. Yeah, you need the air chambers. Introducing the Sleep Number bed, now with Sleep IQ technology. It tracks your sleep patterns and tells you how to adjust for a good night's sleep, a better night, and an awesome night. So what Sleep Number adjustments make the difference? Try cranking it up. Adjust it down, a little bubbly, or nix the late night flicks. Wait, you'll know what works because Sleep IQ technology tells you. And all you have to do is sleep, which is easy. Only at a Sleep Number store, mattresses with Sleep IQ start at just $999.98 because everyone deserves a great night's sleep. No better sleep with Sleep Number.
Medicare supplement insurance plans endorsed by AARP. Don't wait. Call now.
Weather Geeks, Sundays at noon on the Weather Channel.
At 53 past the hour, time for your tropical update. I'm hurricane specialist Michael Laurie. Tomorrow marks the 10-year anniversary of a very significant storm for this country, which we're going to get to in just a minute. But I want to start first with what's going on right now in the tropics. And you can see a few areas of disturbed weather across the Atlantic, mainly in the eastern part of the Atlantic. These big disturbances, cloud clusters that roll off of Africa, now starting to dot the waters there in the Atlantic. But the environment around these disturbances just not all that favorable right now. There's a lot of dry air at the mid-levels of the atmosphere. You can see that on our water vapor picture right here. All of the bronze, the orange, the red shading. That's very dry, dusty air that's sort of pushed off from the Sahara Desert and worked its way into the central Atlantic. And that's come down on a lot of these disturbances, really just kind of squashing them before they have a chance to develop and to organize. And if you look at the forecast for the relative humidity at about 10,000 feet, All of the bronze and the brown shading, that's the dry air there, and it's going to stick around here through the week into the Atlantic. So those pockets of moisture, as they move across toward the Lesser Antilles, the Windward, the Leeward Islands, basically maybe bring some enhanced rainfall. That's about it, though. Not expecting any significant organization to these disturbances. Now, at this point in the season, really, this is when things start to crank up. And in general, when you look at the climatology of the Atlantic, it's kind of interesting because you go back to 2004, there are a lot of parallels that you can draw between 2004 and 2014. For example, in 2004, our first storm of that season was Hurricane Alex. That sort of grazed the coast of the Outer Banks of North Carolina as a Category 2 hurricane. And this year, our very first storm was Hurricane Arthur, and that actually made landfall on the Outer Banks of North Carolina as a Category 2 hurricane. The next storm in 2004, that hurricane season, that was Bonnie. It was a tropical storm. That one made landfall in northeast Florida. We had a tropical storm a few weeks ago, Bertha, which eventually became a hurricane, but that one stayed out to sea. The sea storm, though, of 2004, that was the one 10 years ago tomorrow that made landfall in southwest Florida. And for those of you that live down there, this is one that you'll never forget. This is Hurricane Charlie, the strongest hurricane to make landfall in this country since Hurricane Andrew in 1992. Take a look at some of this video that we have from, this was storm chaser Mike Tice. This is a wind right on the kind of awning there of a gas station. These are 140 plus mile per hour winds, gusts even higher than that. You know, I don't think we really have any video anywhere else where with a hurricane of this magnitude on film. I mean, this is really just astonishing footage. And this is a storm that caused $16 billion in damage to Florida. 22 hours, made landfall 22 hours after Bonnie made landfall there in northeast Florida. All right, there's a lot else going on in the tropics, so let's get to that. And just a few disturbances across the eastern Pacific. We're still looking at what's left of Tropical Storm Julio. That was once a hurricane, fortunately to the north of Hawaii, not impacting any land areas. Though this area of low pressure down here off the southwest coast of Mexico, that's our Invest 99E that has a very high chance of becoming a tropical depression or a tropical storm. Its name would be Karina if it did over the next few days as it pulls off toward the west. You can see how our computer models in general agreement taking it off toward the west or west-northwest. It's still ways away from Hawaii. It's impossible to say anything about it in terms of impacts there, but we'll continue to keep an eye on it. In addition to what could be Karina, we also have this area of disturbed weather about 1,000 miles to the southeast of Hawaii. Right now, just a disorganized area of clouds, though some of our computer models, this is one of them, want to try to develop it and take it toward Hawaii later this week, into this weekend, into early next week. You can kind of see it here, but Kelly, still several days away. Got plenty of time to watch this one. We'll keep you posted. Back to you.
Michael, thank you so much. Detroit is dealing with historic flooding tonight. The cleanup is underway, but the damage is already done. We're breaking down exactly what happened as a city already dealing with issues adds just another to the list. Weather Center Live is back right after your local on the 8th.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 78. Winds south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Wednesday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 91. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
The northbound tube of the Harbor Tunnel in Baltimore had to be closed because of flooding this afternoon. This with severe weather moving through the area as well. Traffic was detoured until the water receded. It has since reopened, as you can see right there. And incredible record-breaking amounts of rainfall caused scenes like this in Detroit. Right now, a massive cleanup effort is underway in some places while some areas remain flooded. And it's all because of this, what you're seeing on the right side of your screen. We're talking impressive rainfall totals leading to a flood emergency across the area. From the Weather Channel headquarters in Atlanta, you're watching Weather Center Live. Thanks for joining us on this busy Tuesday evening. I'm Kelly Cass.
And I'm Paul Goodlow. Well, Kelly, simply amazing video of flash flooding. Yeah, yesterday was Detroit, but now we're dealing with yet a new area. In fact, talking about Baltimore right now. Take a look in and around the D.C. and Baltimore area. Traffic is slowly moving on through, but we've seen some areas pick up more than 8 inches of rain just this afternoon. And that flood threat for other parts of the Northeast continues to ramp up, like here in New York City. Dark clouds are thickening here. The rain is just a little bit away. We'll definitely see some heavy rain moving in overnight. Because of that, we have a flash flood watch that goes into effect starting at midnight tonight.
Not only that, we're on the lookout for damaging winds, large hail, lots of lightning too. You're looking at the Pacific Northwest, where parts of Washington and Oregon are now under a severe thunderstorm watch that takes us till 8 o'clock Pacific time. And we're already tracking a line of severe storms in western Pennsylvania, parts of northern Virginia, northern North Carolina, looking at severe warnings as well. Paul, there's a lot going on tonight.
There is a lot. Unfortunately, it also includes the ongoing heavy rain and flood concerns across the mid-Atlantic right now. Take a look at the radar. The good news is D.C. we're relatively drier than we were. Same thing in Baltimore. The heaviest rain has stopped. We're still watching this thunderstorm. Not quite out of Anne Arundel County. Still an ongoing flash flood warning for you. Several flash flood warnings now, even stretching on across the Chesapeake. And yeah, this is the concern. We had at 1 hour, an hour and actually 13 minutes this afternoon, 3.95 inches of rain fell at BWI. Yeah, flooding ongoing. Actually, we have some video we're trying to get in of cars that have been parked at the airport, BWI, are now underwater because of all that flooding. Remember, today, just the wettest days ever on record. Today is number 2 all time, 6.27 inches of rain, and the day's not done. The wettest day, an August day, is 7.62. But again, this is just one 24-hour period, one calendar day. We are the second wettest all time. That's how much rain has fallen. Because that flood watch is still widespread across the area, and we are not done yet in terms of thunderstorms. We're watching that rain moving on through Philadelphia, heading into New Jersey, eventually New York, Long Island, and by tomorrow morning, Boston, all in the thick of more rain. But we also have a severe weather concern here across the mid-Atlantic Northeast, but also farther west. With more on that, here's our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes.
Yeah, Paul, it's a couple of upper air cold pockets, upper air lows, up for the Northeast and mid-Atlantic, the other for the Northwest. That pretty unseasonable this time of year, giving these severe weather threats. Here, I want to take one more look at the flood situation there. One more round of storms up into Anne Arundel counties there south of Baltimore. Most of them now south and east of Annapolis, but spreading with a brand new flash flood warning over to Kent, Queen Anne's, and Talbot County. So it's spreading away from Baltimore and Washington up into eastern shores of Maryland and later up into Delaware. So we're not done yet with that flood threat. The situation for that flooding is this warm front. The Gulf of Mexico moisture lifted up over a cooler southeast flow has set up some bands of heavy rain there in those areas. The cold the cold front is driving east, and that is giving some damaging winds. We've had trees and power lines down, and that is all being pushed by a pretty strong cold pocket aloft, spinning counterclockwise in the water vapor imagery here over Michigan. Even gave another round behind the front of rain and even some hail in the Detroit area. The biggest forcing is out of the east of that, and so it's mostly now western New York, central Pennsylvania, parts of West Virginia, Maryland, and Virginia, and into Delaware that will have still some spotty severe thunderstorm threats. We've had a bow echo here that's coming across south southwest parts of New York. Could be some strong gusts in that, not warned for severe at the moment. Even stronger bow echo coming from Punxsutawney, then down into Indiana County. Going to be damaging wind gusts in that part, that surging part of the bow. Tomorrow, all of this will be pushing farther to the east. Surface low, pulling in Atlantic moisture into the New England area, while at the same time, today's Michigan low is coming eastbound. Now, it means a lot of flooding, rain, and maybe some damaging wind gusts in the red shaded area. I think the flooding will be the worst kind of threat. We have one more round of storms coming to Washington, D.C. right now. Severe warning for Page, Shenandoah, and Warren counties, and severe thunderstorms coming right into Durham, North Carolina, where there are warnings. Flash flood warnings down into the El Paso area. We've had I-10 closed in one location, and severe thunderstorm warnings in Oregon, Idaho, parts of Washington, and Nevada. That's going to continue into tomorrow. But let's go to Kelly.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Forbes. We want to get you caught up on some weather making headlines this evening. A sad update regarding the tornado that tore through a Virginia campground last month. The 13-year-old boy who was seriously injured in the storm has now died. He had been in a coma since the tornado on July 23rd. Both his parents killed when a tree fell on their tent during the storm. Stormy winds are challenging firefighters trying to put out 2 wildfires in Northern California. They're hoping to keep the latest blaze from getting to 750 homes in the Klamath National Forest. The flames have already burned through 25 square miles of forest. And take a look at this tornado touching down in Ohio yesterday. Certainly a scary sight. Luckily, only cornfields in its path. It did bring down trees onto one house, but no injuries were reported. The body of a second victim swept away in a South Carolina flood over the weekend has been found. It happened in Greenville County. The couple's car stalled in floodwaters, and when they got out of the vehicle, they were carried away. A brush fire in New Jersey caused delays for transit trains in and out of New York City yesterday evening. The fire broke out in Secaucus near the train tracks. Luckily, service did later resume after some minor delays. And in Idaho, strong winds and triple-digit temperatures are making it harder for firefighters battling the flames. Lightning started one of the largest fires near the Oregon border 10 days ago. It has already torched 100 square miles. Nearly 500 firefighters are on the scene. And Paul, that's a look at your weather-making headlines.
All right, thanks, Kelly. Well, historic flooding in Detroit. Thousands of people were caught off guard after record-shattering rainfall. Tonight, the cleanup has begun, but some roads still remain closed. So when will they open back up? And is more rain on the way? Well, coming up, we're going to break down the flood threat that rocked the Motor City. Right now, let's take a live look at New York City. The ceiling or the cloud deck continues to lower as rain starts to move in. Scattered showers now, more heavy and steady rain coming after midnight.
19 years ago, we thought, wow, how is there no way to tell the good from the bad? So we gave people the power of the review. And now Angie's List is revolutionizing local service again. You can easily buy and schedule services from top-rated providers. Conveniently stay up to date on progress and effortlessly turn your photos into finished projects with our SnapFix app. Visit angieslist.com today.
The NFL has agreed to a settlement benefiting retired players, their families, and representatives relating to brain injuries. If approved, the multi-million-dollar settlement will provide compensation, baseline medical exams, and other benefits. Valid claims for conditions such as ALS, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, dementia, and other diagnoses are guaranteed to be paid during the 65-year settlement. If you did not receive an information package, call 855-887-3485 or go to NFLconcussionsettlement.com.
I'm Creek Stewart, Weather Channel survival expert. Sunday night at 10, we're taking 3 new fat guys off the couch into the weather.
We're cold, we're tired, we're hungry. Moss, this is like a buffet right here. Please don't tell me that's what we're supposed to eat.
Fat Guys in the Woods. Catch an all-new episode Sunday at 10 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. tonight, partly cloudy, low 78. Winds south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Wednesday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 91. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Weather Geeks, Sundays at noon on the Weather Channel.
Toaster-strudel. More fruit in the filling. Yeah? Yeah. Warm, flaky, gooey. Toaster-strudel.
Now with more fruit. What if there was a credit card where the reward was that new car smell and the freedom of the open road? A card that gave you that I'm 16 and just got my first car feeling. Presenting the Buy Power card from Capital One. Redeem earnings toward part or even all of a new Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, or Cadillac with no limits. So every time you use it, you're not just shopping for goods. You're shopping for something great. Learn more at buypowercard.com.
Behind this door, there's a scientific genius at work. My daughter. It all started when she got the Dell Inspiron 11 3000 series 2-in-1. With the performance of a laptop with Intel inside and the versatility of a tablet, the Inspiron 11 has everything a kid needs to learn and do just about anything. Whoa! Genius. Like father, like daughter.
The new Dell Inspiron 11 2-in-1 starting at $399.99. Buy a PC for $699.99 or more and get a free Dell tablet.
In the nation, the safest feature in your car is you. Add Vanishing Deductible from Nationwide Insurance and get $100 off for every year of safe driving, which for you shouldn't be a problem. Just another way we put members first, because we don't have shareholders. Join the nation.
Nationwide is on your side.
We want to talk more about the historic flooding in Detroit. More than 4.5 inches of rain fell yesterday, the wettest day on record for the month of August, leaving some streets swamped under feet of water. 2 deaths are being reported in the Warren area.
In fact, a woman was found trapped in her car, nearly 3 feet of water. She suffered cardiac arrest, and a 100-year-old woman drowned in her basement. Meanwhile, the cleanup effort has begun, but still, it's anything from far from over right now, and there's still several obstacles in the way. And joining us now on the phone is Diane Cross with the Michigan Department of Transportation. Thanks for talking with us tonight, Ms. Cross. And we have word of over 1,000 vehicles being abandoned on some area roads and highways. Have people been able to return to their cars, or are some of them still stuck underwater?
Well, it happens that our Michigan State Police actually handled those vehicles, so I can't confirm that number of 1,000, but I'm sure there's hundreds of vehicles that have been involved. But because we are still in active cleanup, what we kind of are thinking of almost a little bit of a triage situation, we are not letting people back into any area to get their cars. We're having front loaders tow those off of the road or have tow trucks come in and tow those out, and then people will be able to contact their local police departments to find out where their cars are. We don't want anybody entering some of these areas that may still be dangerous from either erosion or electrified water or hazmat material that's in the water. There's a lot of reasons we need people to stay away from our flooded areas.
Absolutely. Safety comes first. And, we've heard the mention of stolen copper pipes, by the way. What role could they have played in the removal of water from the freeway system?
Well, just the fact that some of our pump houses did not remove all of this water from the freeway, and that's why we've had some of the flooding, and just in all the possibilities of why maybe they failed. Maybe it's electricity, maybe it's an aging infrastructure, maybe it's a case like many of our freeway lights where thieves have stolen the copper wiring that has maybe affected them, the electrical ability of the pump houses. So that's just one of the many possibilities of what might be going on with some of these.
And Diane, I know the cleanup continues on many streets and freeways out there, but some parts of the major highways remain closed at this time. Any idea on when they may be reopened?
Well, we've got 3 really big ones, including the largest interchange in the entire state of I-75 near 696. 75 will probably remain closed for a while. Don't have any idea how long that's going to be. We hope to have 696 open soon, but whether or not soon is 12 hours, 24 hours. We're still not there at that point yet. And another freeway that's closed, it's because of standing water. We don't have anywhere to pump it to because our local creeks are so full of water. There's just nowhere for that water to go.
And more showers and storms in the forecast, at least for this evening. Diane Cross, thank you so much for joining us from the Michigan Department of Transportation. Paul, let's talk more about just what happened there in Michigan.
Yeah, we're going to do that in a second, but right now we got some breaking weather. We have it's actually a tornado warning going on right now in Virginia. I think we can pull that up on Max 5 real quick. I think we have Page County, Shenandoah County, and Warren counties under a tornado warning. Again, Doppler radar is indicating rotation within this thunderstorm. So Page, Shenandoah, Warren County. Now's the time to get in your safe place. Ideally, if you're in a mobile home, to evacuate into a sturdy shelter. You want to get into the lowest level of your house or apartment and away from the exterior walls, windows, and doors as well. So, all right, let's go back to what happened in Detroit, another area that we've been concerned about because of all the heavy rain. And yes, historic flooding here in Detroit. We're talking 4.59 at the airport. Southfield, over 6¼ inches of rain. So just north of downtown Detroit, over 6 inches of rain. Right now, a few scattered showers out here. Unfortunately, we had some heavy rain this afternoon. It moved in and moved out, but did also cause some localized flooding. Forecast, though, scattered showers pull out, and we have dry weather coming at midnight and for the next several days.
She inspires you. No question about that. But your erectile dysfunction? That could be a question of blood flow. Cialis Tadalafil for daily use helps you be ready anytime the moment's right. You can be more confident in your ability to be ready. And the same Cialis is the only daily ED tablet approved to treat ED and symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently or urgently. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medicines, and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess.